Bathroom Breaks and Bedtime Tales presents Blue Key Rising, Philadelphia is for Brothers by Sevastian Winters. They call themselves soldiers, but none of them have ever seen a battlefield. I have. Not with guns, not in some dusty foreign country. No, my war is quieter, cleaner. Mine happens in cafes, in email threads, in burner sims passed hand to hand. Mine is fought with USB drives and plausible deniability. My name isn't Ray, but that's what they call me here. Ray, lieutenant in the Philly arm of a Blue Key Army. What they don't know is that I report to someone else. I'm embedded 3 months when Jules Medina brings us together in the basement of a shuttered mosque on Market Street. The place still smells like old carpets and melted candle wax. She's already up front with her notebook, her hair pulled back in a braid tight enough to cut glass. "This is where we make the call," she says. No preamble, just that. Around me, 20 others sit on folding chairs, all of them nodding like they're hearing prophecy. We've spent the last 6 months training and structuring. You all have your 5, and they have theirs. We've tested every layer. Redundancies hold, leadership chains work. Now it's time. Time for what? A few of the new ones shift in their seats, but the inner circle, myself included, already knows. Mass financial disobedience, nationwide. We crash the debt economy, together. I've seen the intel briefs. Jules is on every watch list that matters. Treasury, DHS, Bureau of Fiscal Oversight. They've flagged her as a digital disruptor with revolutionary intent. She's got a background in financial modeling, 2 degrees from Wharton, and a past conviction for leading an unauthorized occupation of a foreclosed housing project in North Carolina. And here she is, eating lentil stew from a paper bowl in a moldy basement while plotting to bring down the billionaire class. And if she succeeds, it's going to work. They'll be bankrupt in 6 months. The richer they are now, the harder they will fall. It's sure to be epic. But it won't just be the billionaires. It will also be all those who haven't stored their value outside fiat. If you don't have gold or crypto, you're pretty much screwed. And even those who are prepared are gonna get rocked. This is a big fucking deal. And it's a tough call whether it's going to be better to be free of the billionaire class or to keep sucking on their stingy tits the way we've all done for decades. Me? I'm playing both sides. Why wouldn't I? I send my handlers weekly updates, encrypted and disguised as fantasy football picks. They know everything except one thing. I haven't told them yet. I kinda like her. I haven't told her either. Blue Key isn't some ragtag protest group. In fact, it's not a group at all. It's a system. Literally anyone with 5 friends and a cause can start a Blue Key army. It's structured like a military. 5-person units, clear ranks, promotion only when your 5 build their own teams. Leadership is conditional. If your team votes you out, you're demoted. I started as a private. As a lieutenant, I command a company made up of 5 sergeants, who each command a platoon of 5 corporals, who each command a squad of 5 privates. 155 men and women dedicated to each other, to me, and to the 5 who serve directly under them. It's the structure that gives Blue Key strength, and the fact that power flows both ways. But there's no central command, no HQ, no payroll, no member list. At its core, it is a decentralized democracy with a structure and a plethora of common missions. Everyone knows only their direct superior, fellow unit members, and their 5 immediate subordinates. That's what makes it impossible to stop. And what makes it dangerous? Everyone who starts a Blue Key Army creates their own mission, their own rules, sometimes even their own ranking, though that is discouraged for people who might wish to join forces with similar armies someday. Some armies are more active. For example, I heard about one out in Portland that ended up with more than 50,000 troops working to rid both Portland and the whole state of Oregon of homelessness. They're doing amazing stuff. Us, not so much. It seems like our purpose is to grow as big as we can so that we can inflict maximum damage when it's time. So most of my time is spent teaching my people how to teach people to recruit people. I'm a lieutenant now, and I'm pretty sure I will make captain soon. Some of my time, though, is spent educating people in crypto and teaching them how to store their value in cold storage. It all makes sense to me, but some of the old geezers are completely lost no matter what we teach them. We move operations to a warehouse near the port of Philadelphia. Once used to store fertilizer, now it's a nerve center. Routers stacked in racks beside buckets of rice and bandages. Hand-cranked printers, blackout curtains. The walls are tagged with slogans. We do not consent. Structure over savior. No kings, no coins, just keys. This is where they're building the digital kill switch. June 14th is the date. Flag Day. Irony baked in. It's far enough out that I may be a colonel by then. Advancement happens fast around here. The plan is that at midnight on June 14th, every Blue Key soldier defaults on all of their debt. On credit cards, student loans, mortgages, car notes, personal loans, everything. A coordinated refusal to pay, not as individuals, but as one. It's not just defiance, it's a weapon. Billionaires borrow money to lend money, and they depend on those minimum payments to keep the machine running. The guys at the Federal Reserve are still going to demand payment, whether the banks get paid from us or not. Enough non-payment, and those billionaires go belly up, and our debt to them vanishes into thin air. Jules runs simulations. Shows us how $30 billion in missed payments can ripple through Tier 2 banks and trigger capital call failures. She's done her homework, and every time she speaks, more of them believe, even me. They don't know I'm logging IPs, logging faces. I've got a flash drive in my boot that, if used correctly, could burn this thing to the ground. But I haven't used it yet. There's a voice in me, growing louder, a voice that says maybe they're right. June 1st. We meet in an old boxing gym in North Philly. Jules calls it a solidarity check. She hands out printouts of the Blue Key Doctrine, its whole philosophy. When the social contract is broken by those who hold power, the people are no longer bound by their rules. We do not need permission to feed, clothe, house, or protect each other. We need only structure, trust, and action. I can't stop reading it. I tuck it into my pocket. I don't know why. Later, I watch her give a quiet speech to a group of college kids fresh to the movement. No saviors, she says. We're not waiting for elections. We can't even trust we will have them. We're not hoping for heroes. We are the plan. The buck stops here, literally, because we're going to crash the dollar into oblivion the way it has been crashing each of you into oblivion. The crowd erupts in cheers, but she looks tired. I wonder if she knows this ends badly. I wonder if she's already accepted it. June 12th. D-Day -2. My handler calls.
first voice contact in months. You're getting cold feet, he says.
I say nothing. Look, Ray, we don't care what you think about the movement. We care about stopping it. This thing spreads, the financial sector bleeds out. That's real-world damage. Retirement accounts, pensions, stability. You understand? I nod, even though he can't see me. Good. Then use the drive, before it's too late. I stare at the flash drive. I put it back in my boot. June 13th. D-Day -1. A kid named Devante, a corporal in Jules' unit, tells me his mom just joined in Baltimore. He's proud. Says she defaulted on her Sallie Mae loans early as a test run. Ain't nothing happened, he laughs. They bark, but they can't bite if we all stand up. I want to believe him. I really do. June 14th. 0 hour. We're all in the warehouse. The servers are up. The mass cancellation scripts are coded and ready. There's a countdown timer projected on the wall. Everyone's watching it like it's New Year's Eve. Jules stands in front of us, hand over heart, but not on her chest, on the blue key patch stitched into her jacket. She doesn't make a speech. She just says, "Brothers and sisters, let's begin." And the countdown hits 0. I wait until the room erupts. Hugs, cheers, fists in the air. And then I walk quietly to the back corner. I kneel down, unzip my boot, I plug in the flash drive. The screen goes dark, then bright again. A red bar begins to fill across the center. Executing data sweep. It's too fast. I try to cancel it. I can't. That son of a bitch. The drive wasn't a virus. It was a remote uplink. They didn't trust me either. They used me to get inside. The alarms in the warehouse go off. Sirens outside. Helicopters overhead. Jules turns, sees the screen, sees me. She doesn't run. She just walks over, calm as a saint. "You made your choice," she says. I nod. I did. The raid comes fast. Flashbangs, tasers, yelling. Everyone hits the floor. I'm dragged out in cuffs, but not with the others. They put me in a separate van. 3 hours later, I sit in a white room with a man in a dark suit. "Well done," he says. But I don't feel anything. "Did we get them all?" I ask. Not even close. The next morning, I wake up to news reports. Thousands across the country defaulted last night in coordinated action. Multiple bank systems temporarily crashed. An encrypted manifesto was uploaded to every major social media platform within minutes of the first arrests. Blue key democracy leaders arrested, but the movement continues. Later, a package arrives for me at the safe house. No return address. Inside is a single sheet of paper. "You have been removed by unanimous consent from the top of the chain to the bottom. We're not interested in your reapplication to rejoin us as a private. You may regret having been so lax on personal cold storage. We think we got it all." No threats, no rage, just inevitability. I race to my bedroom, and upon opening my wall safe, I realize just how screwed I am. I had amassed enough crypto to live the rest of my life like a king. Instead, it had all been wiped clean, stolen, and there was nothing I could do to change it. I sit on my bed and read the note again. I really thought I had won. But they were never playing a game I understood.
And maybe they're right. Maybe brothers don't ask for permission. Maybe they just stop paying. Epilogue. 2 years later. It turns out Jules wasn't actually taken. They knew they had a mole and set up an elaborate plan to suss me out. It worked. "Too bad it worked out this way," said Jules in her final communique in the aftermath of my destruction. "I thought you were kinda cute." While what they did to me was staged, what they did to the economy was very real and will forever be a legend. They were right. When the billionaires fell, it made the world better, but mostly for those who had invested properly in something other than fiat. I don't live like I once did. I can't. No money. I deserved that. I screwed myself. And forgiveness is not a luxury about to be afforded to me. The economy has rebounded in new ways. But me? I'm mowing lawns for senior and disabled people, part of a new Blue Key project I started that I hope might bring some redemption. If Blue Key were an organization, I wouldn't have a chance within it after what I did. But it's not an organization. It's just a structured way of doing things, beneficial things. I messed up big in Philadelphia. Indiana offered me a fresh start. Blue Key democracy. If I can take part in it, anyone can. Author's note. This is fiction, but the debt is real. Americans have almost $18 trillion in consumer debt, and the power imbalance is something every one of us feels. Blue Key democracy is a solid model, decentralized, leader replaceable. It is self-determination rooted in action and accountability. You don't need a permit to help others. You don't need permission to say enough. You don't need permission to build the world you want to live in. Decide your mission. Find your 5. Build your structure. BlueKeyDemocracy.com. The find out phase has begun.